Demonstrative adjective, remember the point or remember the trick. The demonstrative adjective always answer the question which. Assalamu alaikum. Hello viewers, hope you are all well and enjoying your life. I welcome you all to the channel of Learn with MW. Don't go anywhere. We are starting part 4 of adjectives, in which we will be discussing further aspect of adjectives in English grammar. In order to start part 4 of adjectives, viewers, I want to give you a short recall. Viewers, up till now we have uploaded part 1, part 2 and part 3 of adjectives. In part 1, we give you a short intro to adjective, that what is adjective basically in English grammar. And in part 1, we also have discussed in a very grammatical and conceptual way the position of adjectives. There are basically two positions of adjective in English grammar. One is predicative adjective or predicative position, and other is attributive adjective or attributive position. Then, viewers, in part 2, we have discussed a very important concept, and the concept was article as adjective. Article as adjective. We have also proved in that video that article is basically adjective in English grammar. And viewers, then in part 3 we discussed 3 kinds and types of adjectives: adjective of quality, adjective of quantity and adjective of number, in a very grammatical and conceptual way, and also with tips and tricks. So viewers, if you missed part 1, part 2 and part 3 of adjective, go to the channel and watch that video. Now in part 4 we will be discussing further types of adjectives in a very grammatical, conceptual way, and also with tips and tricks. So viewers, there are basically, as I mentioned, that there are basically 7 types of adjective. One is adjective of quality, number 2 was adjective of quantity, and number 3 was adjective of number, which we have discussed in part 3. Now in part 4 we will be discussing demonstrative adjectives, interrogative adjectives, emphasizing adjectives and exclamatory adjectives in a very grammatical and conceptual way. So we will start from demonstrative adjective, that what is demonstrative adjective in English. Now we will start from demonstrative adjective. First we will define demonstrative adjective, then I will be giving you a short trick that how to find demonstrative adjective in English grammar, and then we will be applying that trick in order to find adjectives in English grammar through examples. So first we will define it. Demonstrative adjective basically point out. Demonstrative adjective basically point out which person or thing is meant. Demonstrative adjective basically point out which person or thing is meant. Now I'm giving you a short trick. Demonstrative adjective always answer the question which. What? Demonstrative adjectives. In order to find demonstrative adjective, remember the point or remember the trick. The demonstrative adjective always answer the question which. So look it. We will apply that trick in this example. So look at, this boy is stronger than Ali. So which boy? Which boy? So this boy. So look at, boy is basically noun. Boy is basically noun, and those words which add meaning to the noun, we call them adjectives. But this boy, this is basically answering the question which. That's why this is basically demonstrative adjective. Now look at, that boy is industrious. Industrious basically hardworking. So we have learned a very important word, hardworking. Stay connected with us. We will also be uploading video on vocabulary, and vocabulary we will discussing through mnemonics, etymology and through root word in a very detailed and conceptual way. So look at, industrious basically mean hardworking. So which boy? That boy. So look at, boy is basically noun, and that basically given the answer of which. That's why that is basically a demonstrative adjective. Now look at, these mangoes are sour. Which mangoes? So mangoes is basically noun, and these is basically answering the question which. That's why these is basically a demonstrative adjective. Those rascals must be punished. Rascals are those persons which basically deliberately cause harm or damage. Those persons which deliberately cause harm or damage. So we call them rascals. So those rascals must be punished. So rascal is basically noun, and those basically answer the question which. That's why those is also a demonstrative adjective. So viewers, what we have learned? We have learned demonstrative adjective basically point out the person or thing which is meant, and it always answer the question which. And through these examples we learn that this boy is stronger than Ellie. So which boy? This boy. So boy is noun. This basically answer the question which. That's why this, they, these, those always answer the question which. That's why we call them this, they, these and those are basically called demonstrative adjective in English. Now we will discuss the fifth type of adjective, which is interrogative adjective. So as the name indicate, whenever we see interrogative, it basically means there will be some question, asking a question. So interrogative adjective. So remember that what, which and whose. These are the three interrogative adjectives, but the condition is when they are used with the nouns to ask a question. What, which and whose, these are the three interrogative adjectives in English grammar, but the condition is when what, which and whose are used with the nouns to ask a question. We call them interrogative adjectives. Interrogative adjectives. So what, which and whose are basically called interrogative adjective, but when the condition is when they are used with a noun to ask a question. So look at three examples, you will learn easily. So look at what manner of man is he. So look at manner is basically noun, and what. So we have learned when what is used with a noun to ask a question. So what is basically now used with the noun and asking a question. That's why what is basically interrogative adjective. Look at the second example. Which book do you like? So look at book is basically noun, and which is used with the noun to ask a question. That's why which is basically interrogative adjective. Look at the third one. Whose book is this? So book is basically noun, and whose is used with the noun to ask a question. That's why whose is also an interrogative adjective in English grammar. So viewers, we have learned that what, which and whose are basically interrogative adjective in English grammar, but the condition is when they will be used with the noun to ask a question. Look at the example. What manner of man is he? So manner is basically noun, and what is basically used with a noun to ask a question. That's why what is interrogative adjective. Similar case, which is used with the noun to ask a question. That's why which is basically interrogative adjective, because we know those words which add meaning to the noun or pronoun, we call them adjective. So which, what and whose, when used with the noun to ask a question, we call them interrogative adjectives. Like the last example, whose book is this? So book is noun, whose is basically used with a noun to ask a question. That's why whose is also interrogative adjective. So viewers, up till now we have discussed demonstrative adjective, and we also have discussed in a very grammatical and conceptual way about interrogative adjective. Now we will discussing further types of adjectives as well. About the sixth type of adjective, which is emphasizing adjective. As the name indicate, emphasize. Emphasize basically mean a special attention or importance or significance. So look at on and very. On and very, these are the two emphasizing adjectives in English grammar. Used as emphasizing adjective in English grammar. So emphasizing adjectives are a very rare type of adjective, but I want to give you some sort of information that this is the type of adjective. On and very, these two words when used with a noun and are used for the sake of importance or significance, then we call them emphasizing adjective. Now look at the example. I saw it with my own eyes. So eyes is basically noun, and I saw it with my own eyes. So there basically special attention or special importance or significance in this statement that I saw it with my own eyes. So eyes is basically noun. On basically add meaning to the noun. That's why on is basically emphasizing adjective. Look at a very important statement. Mind your own business. Mind your own business. So look at business is a noun, and on basically add meaning to the noun, and it is also used for the sake of importance, significance. That's why on is used as emphasizing adjectives in English grammar. Look at the last statement. This is the very thing that we want. This is the thing. Look at this importance. Look at my expression. This is the thing which we want. This is the thing which we want. So very thing is basically noun, and very basically add meaning to the noun thing. That's why very is basically emphasizing adjective. So viewers, what we have learned? We have learned that the word on and the word very, when used with the noun in order to give some attention, some significance, some importance, to show us some significance or importance, then we call them emphasizing adjectives. And look at the example, I saw it with my own eyes. So there basically a significance, importance, that I saw it with my own eyes. So eyes is basically noun, and on add meaning to the noun. That's why on is emphasizing adjective. And look at the last one. This is the very thing that we want. This is the thing that which we want. So thing is basically noun. Very add meaning to the noun. So very is used as emphasizing adjective. So in this. Now we will discussing the last type of adjective, which is exclamatory adjective. We will look at the 6th type of adjective and the 7th type of adjective. Emphasizing adjective and exclamatory adjective. These are basically the very rare type of adjectives in English grammar. But learn with MW, this channel will give you sort of information. So look at now, we'll discussing exclamatory adjective. So now as the name indicate, exclamatory, exclamation basically mean strong feelings or strong emotions. Strong feelings or strong emotions. Exclamation basically means strong feelings or strong emotion. So look at viewers, what is used as in exclamatory adjectives when the condition is, when it is basically used, when it is used to show, when it is used to show strong feelings or emotions. What? Look at, we have also discussed in this video that what is also used as interrogative adjective, but the condition is that what is used as interrogative adjective when it is used with the noun to ask a question. But what is also used as an exclamatory adjective in English grammar, the condition is when it is used to show strong feeling and strong emotion. Look at the example. Through example we will learn it. What an idea. So what an idea? There is a strong feeling, strong emotion. So what here is basically showing us noun, add meaning to the noun. That's why word is basically what an idea, strong feeling, a strong emotion is involved. That's why word is basically exclamatory adjective. Look at what a blessing. There's also a strong feeling in this, strong emotion is involved in this sentence. What a blessing. So blessing noun, what basically add meaning to the noun, and what basically shows strong feeling, strong emotion. That's why word is basically exclamatory adjective. So viewers, we have learned it out that what is also used as interrogative adjective and what is also used as emphasizing adjective. But the difference is that what will be used as interrogative adjective when it is used with the noun to ask a question, and what here also be used as exclamatory adjective, but the condition is when it is used to show strong feeling and strong emotion. Hope you understand about that when we will be using what is interrogative adjective and when we will be using what is an exclamatory adjectives. So viewers, we are all done with the types and kinds of adjective. We have covered it in part 3 and part 4 in a very detailed, grammatical and conceptual way. Viewers, stay connected with Learn with MW in order to know further aspect of adjectives in English grammar. Viewers, if you like this video, share this video with your friends, like and subscribe the channel as well, and don't forget to comment. Thank you very much.